Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to draw Pikachu. To draw Pikachu I'm going to do the grid line method, so I've drawn some lines across the image so that we can see how big parts of Pikachu are and where we need to draw them to make him accurate. So to do this we're going to draw some grid lines onto our paper. Make sure these lines are very light because we will be rubbing them off when we finish drawing. So take your ruler, place it down the centre of the page, draw a line down one side of the ruler and then down the other. Move the ruler to the other side of the line and draw down the other side of the ruler. Then turn your ruler sideways. Draw a line across the middle on top of and underneath the ruler. Move your ruler on top of the line and then draw on top of the ruler so both sides have got lines. And then we will have grid lines that look like this. So we're now ready to start drawing. Let's start with this eye. So draw a circle here. Before you draw the second eye, check the level and the angle that the other eye will be. So draw your second circle here, put two little smaller circles inside for the light reflection. Let's do the dot for his nose in between his eyes here, and then we need to draw like a wide W shape for the top of his mouth. The bottom part of his mouth is like a very long U shape and comes down to this point on the grid line, and then draw a line across like this for the tongue. Use your grid lines to determine how high the top of his head is going to be. So at this point let's do like a dotted line across, and then when you're happy with the shape fill it in. Leave a little space for his ears. Draw a line down to here, and then this has got to curve out for his cheek and then come down, and then if you put a circle here that makes a circle for his cheek. Let's do the same on the other side, so leave a space for his ear. Draw a line slightly curving down, and then it has to curve out to make the curved shape of his cheek, and then draw a half circle in this part of his cheek. Let's draw a little curve just here for the bottom of his head. Decide how high you want his ears to be and do a curved shape up to a point. Let's put this line across for the black of his ears. And on the same on the other side, so two curved lines join in and then a curved line for the black of his ear tip. Now we need to do his body. So his body is level with the side of his head. It starts here, comes down, and then it curves out like this. And then let's do his arms. Now his little hands are like a little thumb and then four very tiny little curves. So let's draw our lines in to meet the hand. The foot starts here above the grid line, so curve along, come back and just draw these little loop shapes for his toes. We then need to put the bottom part of his leg here, and then another curved line like this for the other leg. And then let's do a dotted line for the side of his body and leg. So it curves up and stops here, ready to start his arm. So do a line up to here and a line from here up to here, and then a slightly bigger thumb and 4 little wiggles for his fingers, and then join those lines in like this. For his foot, let's start here, draw forward, draw a little loop, another loop, and then a third loop, and join it up to his body to make his foot. Now for his tail, let's do 1 line down at an angle, another line here, take this line up to here. Let's do a mark so that we get the right width of our tail, and then from this point let's do a zigzag line. Take this up to the top, draw along, and then down, and then up to meet our original shape. Rub out this line here, and then join our zigzags up so we've got a zigzag shaped tail. I'm just rubbing out my little hand because I wasn't quite happy with the shape of his thumb and fingers. So now we've drawn our Pikachu outline, it's time to start outlining with a black pen. So let's start with his eyes, and if you watch this outlining through, it will remind you of how to draw Pikachu. So his eyes, his nose, a W shape for the top of his mouth, a U shape for the bottom part of his mouth, a circle and a half circle for his cheeks, curve shape for the side of his head, and then a curve shape on top of his head to join his ears, and then a curve and an outward curve for his body, curved lines up to meet his hands, curved line for his body, curved lines up to meet his hands, one big curve and another little curve, curve for his feet, 3 little loops for his toes, and the same on the other foot. And then let's create zigzag lines like this for his tail. Use your marker pen to fill in the little black tips of his ears. And when you finish this, it's time to rub out all of the lines of our drawing. And you should now have a Pikachu that looks something like this. So colour Pikachu in. I've used a yellow colour to colour all the parts of his body and tail in. Then I used a red for his cheeks and his tongue, an orangey colour to create the shadows on his body, and then a brown colour for the base of his tail and the shadow in his mouth. And hopefully you now have a Pikachu that looks something like this. I hope you've enjoyed watching and drawing Pikachu. If you have, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future tutorials. And remember, if you upload your pictures to DeBeezy Art Facebook or Instagram page, we can display them in our gallery for everyone to see.